welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Fluminense FC 2, Ahly SC 0, and the FIFA Club World Cup 2023 Semifinals. Fluminense wins by the skin of their teeth. Even though Ahly were the better team for most of the game, Ahly got Seattled. Yeah, they got Seattled. What they did to Seattle happened to them. Karma's a dish, best served cold. Ahly should have won the game. They were the better team. They just couldn't put any away. It wasn't even really a goalie standing on his head. It's just, they were unlucky. Super unlucky. But there you go. Halftime, 0-0. Early in the game, Ahly was dominating early, very early. Then Fluminense started growing into the game, started getting forward. Not much, played very well, but they still got forward. But Ahly still had their moments. And as the game went on, Ahly at least kept it 50-50. But they still had their moments. But Fluminense got forward. But in the end, it wasn't the best. They never dominated the game. They won from behind. But in the 70th minute, penalty is given. Marcelo goes down, gets taken out from behind by Percy Tau. It's a penalty. They give it. John Arias scores. Starts from a weird angle, makes the run, stutter step, shoots it, puts it past El Shinawi to make it 1-0. And from there, Fluminense just shut it down for 20 minutes. And then John Kennedy scores in the 90th minute with a banger to wrap this game up right before stoppage time. 2-0. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. John Kennedy wraps it all up. 2-0. Full time, it is 2-0 for Fluminense. And they go to the final to play Urawa or Man City. Whoever wins tomorrow, this time tomorrow, will know our final and our third place matchup. The loser of that match will play Ahly in the third place match in the morning, which I'll still go live for, even if I maybe shouldn't. If I'm going to do the Barcelona versus America game, but you know, it is what it is. 2-0 for Fluminense. Full-time stats, 14 shots to 25 shots on goal to 6, 65% possession to 35% possession, 675 passes to 351, 90% pass accuracy to 77, 9 fouls, 15, 2 offside to 1, 1 yellow card to 1, 0 red cards to 0, 7 corners to 6. I got a bone to pick with Fluminense, but first off, Ahly they were the better team tonight. I think Ahly were the better team tonight. It just never came off for them. So the way they beat Seattle, they got beat. Which is kind of what I wanted to see, but Ahly played very hard, and I feel like they got hard done by. And they played a very good game. Just in the end, it just doesn't end well. It just didn't end well. Maybe wearing maroon and white just means you're going to choke. I don't know. Especially if it's Adidas maroon and white. I did like that away kit, though. I might get it. I might. I don't know. Considering I'll probably have to talk about them every year now. I probably got to make a consolation to them fans for pissing them off like I did with the Seattle video 10 months ago. Speaking of pissing fans off, I'm about to piss off the Fluminense fans because in my eyes, Fernando Diniz is a fraud. Every time I see him, his team plays horribly and he either wins by the skin of his teeth or gets embarrassed. Most of that was with the Seleção, but he's a fraud. He is a complete and utter fraud. And also, Marcelo has him by the balls. Marcelo's going forward like he's 25 years old. Dude is an outside back. Why the hell is he in the midfield? Why the hell is he playing on the wing? Why the hell is he doing everything? Like, dude's 35 years old, and he's trying to run the game like he's 22, 23. Like, he's trying to play like he's Alphonso Davies or Richie Larea at 35 years old. Marcelo shouldn't be doing that. He never even did that at Madrid. Like, I get he has the street cred, so to speak. I get he has the cred of being a UEFA Champions League winner multiple times, a multiple-time La Liga winner, a multiple-time Club World Cup winner. Yeah, he does have the cred, but that doesn't mean you basically let him run the game. You don't let him be the center of attention, but that's exactly what Diniz did because he's a fraud. And maybe it works in the Brazilian league when Fluminense is a big club and then They do enough results to get enough good results. And then in the Copa Libertadores, they do enough to win the Copa Libertadores. And have that Cinderella run and finally make it to the Club World Cup. They're still a big Brazilian team, but they're not as big as a Santos or a Flamengo or a Grêmio or, I mean, I guess Bragantino is, you know, financially doped. Of course, Palmeiras, they're not as big as those clubs, but they're still a big club, historically, in Brazil. They got through the Libertadores, they got to the Club World Cup, and then you're like, okay, I feel like Diniz is a fraud. Like, he is a legitimate, utter fraud. He is a horrible coach. I've never seen Dinizismo play out the way that Fluminense fans like to say it is. Dude's a fraud. Dude's a joke. He got lucky to get through this game. And I'm going to tell you something about Fluminense. Fluminense are going to get absolutely scalped by Man City. The only way Fluminense could win the Club World Cup in that final is if it's Urawa. And I still think Urawa could beat them. Because Diniz is a fraud. He can't win big games. And he certainly is going to get his career ruined by Pep Guardiola. If the Seleção run hasn't ruined his career already, Pep Guardiola is going to burn his career to the ground, burn it to ash. So, because Diniz doesn't know what he's doing, he got lucky that there was a penalty given, and then John Kennedy, who is a wonder kid, he is a very good striker, I will say that right now, very good striker, very good wonder kid, could play in Europe, probably will play in Europe very soon. He got that last goal. He could have got one a bit earlier, though. But he did have a really good goal. But in the end, Fluminense got through by the skin of their teeth. They did not play well at all. They freaking disappointed me. I'm like, Jesus H. Christ. Dude. They were, if I'm a Fluminense fan, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, yeah, we won, but we didn't deserve to win. We should have gotten our asses kicked. If I'm a Fluminense fan, if I were you, I'd be like, well, yeah, we should have got our asses kicked. Ahly was so unlucky that really helped you because Fabio didn't even stand on his head. Ahly just got really unlucky. Really unlucky. They just couldn't put one away. They put one away early like they should have. This game's completely different. You probably lose. The fact that it was 0-0 into the 70th minute was a freaking stroke of luck. Penalties given, which I think it is a penalty. I think the Percy Tau foul is a penalty. He got him from behind. It may have been a little bit of a dive, but if you get somebody from behind, they're going to give it more times than not. Penalty. Scored, which I'm surprised they didn't call the stutter step because I feel like he completely stopped. Arias. I feel like he completely stopped, but they didn't call the stutter step. Okay, so that's a goal. Then, of course, Kennedy wraps it up. Ahly, the worst thing that happened to them, they're going to be kicking themselves because they couldn't score in the first 20 minutes because they were running your damn show for the first 20 minutes of this game. They were in your end. They were shoving it down your throat for 20 minutes. And somehow they didn't score. That was their best chance. They didn't score, and that set the tone because they were unlucky as all hell, and maybe Fabio, he made a save or two. Other than that, well, there you go. I mean, Fluminense got lucky. They got through by the skin of their teeth. And they're going to get absolutely ran by Man City. I want Urawa to win. And you'll see when I wear the shirt, you're going to see it's a shirt with Japanese imagery. I want Urawa to win. I hate Man City and I want a Japanese team to win because I have a soft spot for Japan. Simple. But they're not going to beat Man City. I think we know this. If they do, I'll celebrate like a mug. Hell, Urawa could probably beat Fluminense too. Maybe a little bit harder, but I still think they can because I think Urawa played better against Leon than Ahly played against. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But with that being said, Man City is going to rip Fluminense apart. They are going to rip Fluminense apart. They just are. I don't care if De Bruyne is injured. I don't care if Rodri's injured. I don't care if Haaland's injured. I really don't care who they play. They could play their youngins and they'd still beat you because they beat their youngins. They beat Crvena Zvezda with their youngins. They're going to beat y'all. Fluminense is the most fraudulent Libertadores champion I've ever seen. And Diniz is the most fraudulent manager I've ever seen in my life. Diniz Ismo. Really? You're kidding me. You are absolutely kidding me. This man is ruining his career in real time. And people are deluded enough to think he's not. The Brazilian, the Seleção stint, yeah, nobody's going to touch him. The Seleção makes him look like a plumb fool. And then this game, the Diniz Ismo, the freaking Fluminense, the Flusão, think he's some sort of god. But no, you know what Diniz you got tonight? The Seleção Diniz. You are delusional. You are absolutely delusional. Like, this is like freaking Diego Alonso at Boca. Diego Alonso was the next big thing. Or no? Marcelo Gallardo was at River a lot longer. Diego Alonso. Point being is Diego Alonso is a fraud too. Diniz is at the same level of Diego Alonso. He was at Uruguay the whole time. Diego Alonso was Miami and Uruguay, but he was, I could have sworn he was at Boca before. It was Schelotto then Alonso, right? Something like that. I feel like that was the case, but even though Diego Alonso and Diniz are one and the same. They are two fraudulent managers that people thought were the truth from South America. Turns out, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They got their balls in a pouch. Marcelo's got Deniz's balls in a pouch. And I can't believe Fluminense won. They got lucky. Deniz's balls were in a pouch held by Marcelo. Simple. Simple. Count your lucky stars you're in the final. You ain't gonna do shit in the final. Even if it's at Ottawa, you still ain't gonna do shit. Enjoy a silver medal. I know you're getting that. And somebody's like, but Fluminense is just holding everything for the final. You have to make the damn thing first! You did. Good. You better be right. If you're one of those fans, you better be right that Fluminense is just holding everything for the final. You're still playing Pep Guardiola. Okay. You think that strategy is going to work? I've seen a lot of people try that strategy. It's only worked once. And Diniz, you are no Thomas Tuchel. You are no Thomas Tuchel. And hell, it didn't even work for Tuchel when he was coaching Bayern. It only worked when he was coaching Chelsea. Man, that was a good 3 months, though, wasn't it? That was a really good 3 months. With that being said, Fluminense. I've done that a couple of times. Fluminense. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep here. Fluminense. Enjoy being in the final. You're about to get scalped. I'm just setting you up for it. You're about to be scalped. I guess something bad does happen to the Kennedys. With that being said, congratulations. Felicidades, Fluminense. Commiserations, Ahly. You got hard done by. With that being said, Fluminense, you're in the final. Ahly, you're playing third place. Go get another bronze medal. Depends on who you're playing. I'll be rooting for you. If you're playing at Ottawa, I won't be. But I won't be surprised if you win again. If it's Man City, go on and do it, please. Please. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Speaking of Man City, I'll see you tomorrow for a live watch-along and review of an Ottawa Red Diamonds versus Man City. Live and review the second semifinal. The season's about to end before you know it. Season 5. We've had a good fun, but we got to keep going. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. But it's a place. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll have some fun. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you later.